Hello folks, Armando Barbosa here with Vision Mortgage Company, bringing you the Vision Mortgage Minute, information you should know about the mortgage industry in about a minute or so. And today's topic, opportunity in chaos. But before we dive into this week's topic, I'd like to take a few moments to say how deeply sorry we are for those that grieve over the loss of a loved one due to this coronavirus. It's unimaginable, but here we sit with over 63,000 lives lost to this deadly disease, and all we can do now is to wait for the courageous people on the front lines to give us a glimpse of a treatment, hopefully remdesivir, to give us a hope for a vaccine and to become accustomed to our new normal and dealing with each other. So with that, on to opportunity in chaos. It's unfortunate, but the inevitable byproduct of the economic evolution that's before us deals with real estate. And we mentioned it before, and it's worth repeating, the moves by the federal government, well seated as they may have been, well thought of, to allow the forbearance of payments, that's the delaying or the pausing of a mortgage payment, is going to create a ripple effect that may turn into a tsunami of properties on the market. Now the reasons are varied, but there will be folks that will just not be able to catch up and on these delayed payments, and inevitably they'll seek relief by sale or foreclosure, and we hope it's sale. But the last month, those numbers, the folks that applied for forbearance, were small. It's the first month, between 5 and 7% of all the government loans that are out there. That number is likely to go up, and therein is the opportunity. If you're a flipper or rehabber, what should you be doing? The first thing is to check your own house, and that is make sure that you're keeping up with your own finances and that your credit is being maintained. Keeping your credit card balances at 30% of their limit will help your FICO scores. And even though flippers normally go through hard money scenarios for their lending, you're going to see that this is going to become more and more a requirement. So watch your own house. The next and most important idea is to round up your cash. Lenders are requiring more cash into the deals that they're financing. By and large, lenders are requiring a 65% loan to after repaired value, ARV. Learn the lingo, ARV. This differs from the pre-corona days when we saw ARVs as high as 75%. So more cash. In the past, we could look at a minimum investment on a property. For example, if the house was going to be worth $100,000 after you were done doing all your work to it, you would look at having to have about $10,000. Now it's more like 15%, $15,000 to say $17,000 in needed cash. Another element is the inclusion of something called interest reserve escrow. An interest reserve escrow is payments for interest that are held back by the lender. In other words, they're going to be guaranteeing their own payments by putting them into an escrow account. You should be aware of that because that's going to become more and more the norm on fix and flip properties. One way that we're approaching this flip deals today is if a flipper's inventory of homes, if they have some homes that are near completion, perhaps they're free and clear because they bought them on cash or the foreclosure auction or something of this nature, we have private lenders that are willing to lend up to as much as 75% of the ARV, a completed value, when the properties are between 90 and 95% completed. So in that case, the flipper will essentially fund a home using the equity in that home to start another project. If the loan, and then they'll wait for the loan to be paid off from the sale of the initial product. One thing to take into consideration is the price point. On a flip, you make your money on the buy. The flips over $250,000 are more well suited for some of the national investors that we have that are willing to take a little bit more risk. In this case, we have lenders doing flips to as much as $7 million, believe it or not, at 75% ARV. And in many cases, they'll fund up to 100% of the rehab costs. They allow for up to a year on these properties, and the interest rates start in the low 10% range, depending on credit and experience. Location, location, location. It's best to stay in the major metropolitan areas, the larger cities, where there is a more diverse market. The smaller tertiary markets are not being considered at this time, so stay out of them. Finally, not many investments have withstood the test of time like real estate. Real estate and time can erase a lot of ills, but knowing what the proper price point should be, that's very, very important, as I mentioned before. So stay in touch with your real estate professional. Let them guide you to a properly shaped offer. As Francis Bacon said one time, knowledge is power. And that statement couldn't apply more when you're talking about real estate as an investment. With that, I bid you adieu. And I hope that you will like us on Facebook, that you'll check us out on YouTube, that you'll visit our website, visionmortgageco.com, and you'll see our application site there for all our different products. We sincerely appreciate your referrals and certainly your business, and we look forward to serving you, myself, Armando Barbosa, and Joey Barbosa, also licensed and here to serve you. As always, happy house hunting, folks, and stay safe.